Good morning, Indian Nation. I'm Wyatt Hammonds.
And I'm Haley Carter. We have a full newscast for you today.
That's absolutely right. And we'll be talking about a brand new bakery that has some sweet treats for us.
And of course, a sports update. We're going to be talking about that nail biter of a game last Friday.
And we will definitely cover that and much more.
Today is September 17th, and this is SCTV.
To start off today's newscast, we will be looking at this week's Business Spotlight.
This is the Magic Oven, the new best bakery around Toccoa with the satisfying sweets to soothe your sweet tooth. With a huge array of choices ranging from macaroons to creamy cupcakes, the Magic Oven is in no shortage of delectable sweets for sale. And this is all thanks to the owner and her sister, who work together to keep it running.
This Magic Oven Sweetery or Bakery, however you want to say it.
What all do you sell here?
Mostly macarons. I've made 10,000 macarons since January. They're my complicated little babies is what I tell everybody because they're very difficult to get right. We make cinnamon rolls, those are the second bestseller, cheesecake, custom cakes, cupcakes, brownies, and chocolate chip cookies. I make everything homemade. It's just me and my little sister, so we just make it all in small batches to make sure it's all nice and fresh.
Don't miss out on the mystical experience that these majorly magnificent sweets supply. This has been Aiden Cross with SCTV News, signing off.
And now we're switching gears to FFA, and Mackenzie Thomason caught up with some of the participants of our goat show.
On Monday, our agriculture team had a goat show at the Chattahoochee Mountain Fair. I had the chance to catch up with Emma Hornick and Addison Kimberg after their show.
My favorite part about showing goats is probably going into the show ring and experiencing your first show of the season because you finally get a feel of how your goat actually does whenever they're in there with the judge and other goats.
My favorite part about showing is when you first get your goat and you get to watch it grow, and as you train it and you get to watch it become like grown up and work with you and
Thanks, Mackenzie. At this show, Addison got 4th in showmanship and 6th in weight. Autumn took 6th in showmanship and 2nd in weight. Congratulations, ladies.
Absolutely. And we love to have sports. We have a lot of sports that we have to cover today, and let's throw things over to Cade for him to tell us more.
Thanks, guys. The competition cheer team took the blue mat at their very first competition of the season at Morgan County High School this past Saturday, September 11th. They've worked very hard and brought home a first place trophy. Here's what one of the cheerleaders had to say.
We've been practicing for a really long time, ever since tryouts, and then we've been practicing all summer. So we put in a lot of work for this. We definitely just needed to come together as a team and just realize we had to do this. We worked too hard, and we're not going to let those things get in the way of our competition.
Now let's talk about football. Our Indians are now 4-0. Here is a recap of the exciting game against Madison last week. The Indians football team hit the road to Madison County Friday night. The first quarter quickly became a defensive battle as neither team was able to reach the end zone. At times, it felt as though the Indians were also battling the officials. The Indians received 18 penalties to the Raiders' 5. The Indians went to work for almost 90 yards in the fourth quarter, scoring the winning touchdown on a 37-yard touchdown pass from Stowe to Cam Lacey and took the lead 19-14. This play got national attention and was one of the top 5 clips in the nation on Huddle Weekly Highlight. Also, we want to recognize the Players of the Week. Offense, TJ Everett. Defense, Bryson Tremere. Special teams, Braden Morris. Lineman, Ethan Westmoreland. And the EAT award goes to Noah McCollum. Tonight, we face our huge rival, Habersham Central. Kickoff is at 7:30, and it's Hawaiian night for the student section. And Wyatt and Haley, remember, it's the Battle of the Currahee Mountain.
Thanks, Cade. We absolutely want to plant that flag back up on Currahee.
We certainly do, because history and traditions are important to us here at SCHS.
They are, and we will be bringing you some of that history in our new segment known as Legends of the Past. And today, Gigi brings us the history of our teepee.
The teepee here on the reservation is a focal point in our stadium, but before it was moved to the reservation, it was a drive-in restaurant and a popular hangout spot. I recently sat down with the last family to own the restaurant that was known as the Wigwam.
The way the Wigwam worked, it was drive-ins in those days, and it was very simple. The guys would write down their order on a pad, and we had car hops. At times there would be 10 car hops or 12, and they would bring in their order, and there was a line of clothespins that you would stick it in, and you served the food from the first in, first out. You know, it's kind of a good inventory control, right? And Daddy would call out on the intercom whomever's food was ready at that time, and they wrote down the car or the person in the car, and that's how they would carry the food and put it on. And you know, on Sundays and Saturdays, we would probably go through 300 pounds of hamburger meat a night.
Oh, well, we put out a lot of meat.
Yeah, so it was when Daddy took over the Wigwam, it was white. So there's some photos running around somewhere where Daddy was out there physically painting the red and black. You know, he said, if we're going to be part of this community, we're going to look like we're part of the community. And he put an Indian up on the teepee, and it went over very well. In lieu of destroying the teepee, they moved it over to the reservation, which was appropriate. Remember the furnace that we had to light in the center there, and that's where we kept all the hamburgers and everything warm. Well, the stack went out through the teepee. And that served the purpose to be high enough to draw, and it worked out very well. You know, I mean, at the end of the ball games, particularly, the restaurant would cover up, wouldn't it?
Oh, they wouldn't have enough of parking.
There's two speakers, one here and one here, and they would announce whoever it was. And sometimes if it was really cold, it would take a couple of times to get them out there to go deliver remember, you'd have to call them 3 or 4 times.
Well, I enjoyed the kids. We had big crowds at all times, because that's where they'd come.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
We hope to see you guys at the game tonight.
Have a great weekend and good luck, Wyatt.